Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Cosmos Atom. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Now, I also want to mention the two donation links down below in the description. If you want to support Ukraine, feel free to donate to the Ukrainian refugees or to Ukraine's military. And if you haven't seen the previous update on Atom, feel free to check it out. It's going to be in the top right hand corner of the video. So taking a look at TradingView, we are on the weekly chart. Obviously, the arrows point towards the swing high and swing low. And as you can see, we went above the swing high over here twice, created a double top pattern over here. As you can see, this was our double top. And from there, we started pulling back down. And we landed on the 0.5 here that I gave you a while ago at $6. We even went a little bit below $6, but we bounced from $6, and right now we're running into the golden ratio, the 0.618 at $8.90. And as you can see, we are breaking that. But the last time we had a pullback in 2021 during the summer, we printed the all-time high, and then we dropped back to the golden ratio. This time we printed a higher high, and then we dropped down to the 0.5, and now we're retracing. So it is quite possible that this was our bottom, but it all depends on Bitcoin, depends on the FUD that we have in the markets. If more companies, more crypto entities are going to get liquidated out of their positions, this will definitely bring more fear into the markets, and people will start selling. So potentially look for $4 here at the 0.382 as a support level, because we could see a capitulation, a quick capitulation, a wick all the way down here through the 382, and you could start recovering from there immediately, just like you did here with the 0.5. So it's just a matter of patience. If you are patient enough and you believe that the price is going to go this low, then good for you. Just set up some buy limit orders. I'm not saying that it won't, and I'm not saying that it will, but having buy limit orders is always a smart thing to do, because you need to be ready for both outcomes, regardless whether you're in a bear market or in a bull market. So like I said, if we continue breaking through the golden ratio and you break through resistance levels, you start creating more targets to the upside. So the first target really would be the $12.45 over here, because this is where we got rejected after we had our initial dump in May. You came back up, you got rejected from $12.45. So target that for now. Also, if I start zooming in here on the little fib retracement that we have, so we have this low, it's better seen on the daily chart. We'll look at it on the daily chart in a bit. But June 13th was the low, then you have the high in June 20th. And if you continue on, and as you can see, you start breaking the swing high, the first fib level, you're going to start targeting the 1.618, and that is at $11.50. So that's another good level for you to take some profits potentially, because after, look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 straight red candles. You could see a little relief rally, and then you can see a move to the downside, because we are still in a bear market. We are not out of the woods yet. And I do think this Bitcoin pump has something to do with Binance announcing that they are not charging any fees for trading Bitcoin with some of the fiat pairs on their exchange. And I do think that, that's just the way for people to get their volume up, to get the VIP status on the exchange. But, that's just speculating. But there were a lot of people who were trading to themselves, basically. They were buying and selling the crypto to themselves just to get the volume up. So next up, we have the 20 EMA on the weekly chart here, and this is sitting at $15.50 or 60 cents, I should say. Actually, 75 cents, yes. And as you can see, the yellow line is the 20, and the 20 is exactly where the 0.786 Fibonacci retracement is. So this could be a strong level of resistance for us moving forward, because once you lost it here, you haven't had the back test of resistance. And this is precisely what we could have here. So you lose a level, you need to back test it as resistance, and you could do the 20 EMA as resistance, and you can back test the 786 as resistance, all at the same time, and this would be a good sign that we are potentially going to continue moving down. And I would look for buy-ins at the golden ratio at the very least at $8.79. If that does happen, of course, we can start getting rejected and we can start dropping as soon as I upload this video because we get some bearish news and we go all the way down to $4. That is also possible, but I'm personally buying into Cosmos and I'm staking it with the Kepler wallet. If you want to know how to do that and how to earn free airdrops from doing that, the link is going to be down below in the description, and I'm going to link it in the top right hand corner of this video as well. Now, jumping into the weekly RSI here, actually, okay, this is quite messy. I'm going to switch over. Okay, switching over to the Binance website on the weekly RSI, this chart here is a bit cleaner. So as you can see, we were in this symmetrical triangle here, and we did break to the downside. And we went all the way down into the oversold, which was a great buying opportunity here below the index of 30. It's always a great buying opportunity. And right now we're retracing to the upside. As you can see, we have a resistance at 34.35 because that's where we bounced off in March of last year. 2 years ago, I should say, when we had the COVID dump. And if we start breaking through this level, I would target the red trend line over here. And that would potentially co-align with us running into the 20 EMA on the weekly chart, because you can see you do have a couple of back tests of this area here. So this was a support trend line that we lost back in April here, and we still haven't had the back test of resistance. So potentially this is something that we can expect, a back test of resistance of the red trend line. Draw this out on your RSI so you can keep an eye on this situation. Like I said, you have 2 bounces here previously. And like I said, we have the 34.35 resistance at the moment. If we're breaking through that and we don't quite get back to the red trend line, I would look for a back test of support of 34.35 on the index as a confirmation, and that would be a good entry point in my opinion. Also on the weekly chart, I would look at the MACD, because if you get a bullish cross, which would be a lagging indicator obviously, but if you get a bullish cross, usually you see nice upside. So here you have a bullish cross in August last year. As you can see, we had all that momentum moving into November. Then from here in December, you had a bullish cross briefly into January, then you dumped, of course. Then you had a bullish cross here in December of 2020. So if you see a bullish cross on the weekly chart, that doesn't mean necessarily that we're going to pump 100%, but it could be the beginning of a short-term or mid-term move to the upside potentially, because I don't think we're out of the woods yet. I do think Bitcoin's going to drop below $20,000 once again. Now, moving into the stochastic RSI on the weekly chart, we are only starting to recover here, and I don't think, if you're trading based on the weekly charts, I don't think this is a good opportunity to start taking some profits. And I do want to switch over to the daily chart here and show you the stochastic on the daily. Now, if you're trading based on the daily chart, then this is quite a good time to start taking some profits, because the stochastic is in the overbought and the RSI is moving very aggressively to the upside. As you can see, once again, we were in the oversold here during June, in the middle of June, and as you can see, every time you enter the oversold zone, you do have a very strong move to the upside, just like you had over here. That was a good opportunity to take some profits, make some good gains, and from where we had that pullback into the oversold, which was in the middle of June, we've seen a 73% move to the upside. So we're doing pretty good, I would say, in terms of making some good gains during bear markets. And I would look at the 55 EMA on the daily chart to reject us. That would be $10. So potentially we could get rejected from the 55 and come back down to the 20 EMA. And if the 20 continues supporting us and we start pumping, we get above the 55, we get the bullish cross, that would be a very, very major signal that we are flipping bullish. But we need to see those signals on Bitcoin as well. So yeah, that is regarding the resistance levels that we have. Obviously, $12.45. You have the 20 EMA on the weekly chart. You have the 55 EMA on the daily chart, and you have this yellow trend line here that I do want to show you as well. So this trend line is pretty important because if I go to the weekly chart here, I think it's better seen over there. So on the weekly chart, this was our bottom here at $9, at $10 basically. This was our bottom where the candles closed back in June of last year. So we could potentially backtest this level as resistance and come back down. So you have multiple support levels, you have multiple resistance levels. I'm expecting a bounce off the 20 weekly EMA if we break through the yellow trend line and through the 786. Otherwise, that's as high as we go and we continue back to the downside. So if I missed out anything, let me know down below in the comment section. Let me know what are your thoughts on Cosmos Atom. Let me know what are your long-term targets as well. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. I do post technical analysis over there. Feel free to join my Patreon. I do drop in low cap jump calls. I do drop in my trade alerts. You have technical analysis and video requests from my patrons, and a whole bunch of stuff is going to be on my Patreon. So the links are in the description. I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.